surprise. The man looked at the protagonist with horror, then he turned his head to the side. The brunette stood motionless, looking at the man leaving. The protagonist noted that peace had come. The protagonist turned his back to the dead body of the magician. He noted that sometimes he should stop any violence, wondering if everything would be okay then. The protagonist recalled the news on TV. He noted that there were a lot of serial killers and rapists in Korea, wondering why the most vicious criminals escaped punishment, and perhaps it was all about human rights. Ruffalin's head was lying on the ground. Lloyd thought it was funny, but then the villain should get what he deserved. The sun was shining brightly in the sky. The guys were walking along the road in the forest. The man was carrying a backpack on his back with an exhausted look. The protagonist looked back. The worker looked at the young gentleman in surprise. The brown-haired man said to give him his load before he collapsed. The man began to refuse the offer. The protagonist narrowed his eyes, saying that if he felt bad, he would have to carry both of them, so he should give it to him quickly. The sun's rays were breaking through the trees. The young master said that all the men should quickly hand him their backpacks, noting that this was an order. The workers looked at the young master in confusion, saying that they would carry them themselves, and how could such a noble man do this? The protagonist threw the backpacks on his back, saying that whoever was the most troublesome would not receive additional pay. Tears appeared in the worker's eyes. Xavier watched what was happening in bewilderment, thinking that he did not know whether they made it in the backpacks themselves or that he was genuinely concerned about the well-being of the soldiers, and he did not understand him at all. The soldiers looked at the young master with touched expressions. The knight thought that the truth was not important to the soldiers now. Lloyd carried the backpacks with a serious look. The swordsman thought that a leader they could trust and follow. That's what the soldiers thought of young Master Lloyd. The system announced that the freed soldiers were deeply touched by his actions, and after some time, stories about him would be passed on by word of mouth. The protagonist pursed his lips. The system asked if it wasn't lovely. The protagonist looked ahead irritably, asking what was lovely, noting that he didn't need anything except money. The weather was clear above